Hey everyone, I'm gonna do a quick, maybe not so quick, walkthrough video of Ravaten for you. I'm here in Ravaten near Stordal in Norway. So I'm gonna show you the old family farm and what it looks like. So with that, let me kind of give you an idea where we are. This is the dirt road in front of Ravaten, a little bit of parking space for extra family members. Road goes some miles past here, but this is kind of the last farm out on this direction. Behind me is the lake. You'll get a better view of it in a second. That lake is called Ravaten, and that's where the family name comes from. The farm is all named Ravaten after the lake, and Ravand comes from Ravaten. So with that, let's get walking and show you the rest of the house. So this is the old cattle road. It's also the driveway for Ravaten, but the old cattle road that's been used for probably millennia to drive sheep and cattle up into the mountains. Over here, on this rock, is a plaque. So you can see it pretty well there. More or less it says, Corporal Hans Velvang, born 1776, died 1836. And his wife, Gertrude Floen. Please don't follow me on Norwegian pronunciations. I'm not good at it. Born 1773, died 1860, and their 3 adult children. We would like to give thanks for the war grant. This place was granted to Hans for his service in the war. And this place was established in the year 1811. And the initials at the bottom are for Erling Ravand, Hans's possibly great-grandson, in 1991. And then the very old road went up that way. This is more the modern driveway now. This is one of the old barns. That's not where it originally stood. That's where it is now. It's mostly just tool storage, woodshed. So there is the new barn. Barn's maybe not the right word. It's mostly a cabin and living space now with some storage space. And there is the house, Ravaten. Hi, Liv. Hi, David. Hi. And turning around, there's a better view of the lake. It's a pretty long lake. Honestly, it goes not too far past there, but over in this direction where you can't see, it goes for quite some time. Alright, go check out the yard and house. Yeah.
You could do it all over again.
Do it all over again? No, tough luck. I already walked around talking to the camera after I actually took a picture instead of a video.
Oh. Third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Third one's the best.
So, front porch, breakfast place. It's morning, so we're all having coffee, cigarettes, at least those that smoke. And, yeah, so Liv is one of our cousins. Ulla Magnus's brother was your grandfather?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's even. He's a little sleepy right now. He'll wake up soon. Alright. So into the house. Alright, so this is the old part of the house. We've got possibly the narrowest and steepest staircase ever. I'll have to have you show someone going up and down that thing. It's quite an experience. So this is the part of the house that was built sometime shortly after 1811, maybe 1812, 1813. The cabinets in the corner are probably almost as old as the house. That was typical furniture at the time. And then that's the old hearth where they would have cooked all of their food over the open fire. And then here we have the root cellar, which is still the refrigerator up here today. Over here we have a bunch of hand-carved spoons and the like, things that various family members have made over the years that are still around, and some of them are in use. So that's looking back out at front yard. Leave, and you can see David right there. Alright, let's check out the fridge. So, it's pretty small, maybe 5 feet wide by 6 feet long. Concrete, vents to the outside over there. It's also today where the electricity from the solar panels comes in, so the cabin has electricity through solar panels. Nobody lives here year-round, no one has since 1926 or something. But it's used as a vacation cabin, family reunion place. So that's about it. That's the root cellar. Alright. Keep going in the old part of the house for a moment. Hopefully I won't fall down the stairs. Doing this, going up is pretty easy. Going down, you have to treat it like a ladder and go down the stairs backwards. So, this is still the old part of the house. This would have been a rare luxury. This was the parents' bedroom, which is luxurious that they had their own separate bedroom. Well, I will say, door's a little short. I'm only 5'6", 5'7", so. This kind of bed is very standard. I'll show it to you up here. Standard for the old times. The whole thing slides. So it can be a single bed if you need it to be, or act as a day couch. And then slide it out to be a double bed. So they have some closets here. The paintings are not original to the house. Paintings are newer. I'm not sure how old those are, but just sort of, you know, standard closet. This is the view out the back of the house. So that flat spot back there is the old road, the ancient road. So this would have been the children's bedroom. Any and all children would have lived in here. I'll have to excuse mine and Dave's luggage all over the place. We're not the most organized people right now. We got some old stuff that's laying around, the sewing machines and different stuff. This dresser and the bed were made by Erling Raan. So we've got more of the hand-carved old slider beds. That's the old wood stove that was used to keep this room warm. And I will say, having stayed in this room and the parents' room, this room stays warmer because of that stove. The other room gets quite cold in the winter and spring. So just a quick look out this window. That's the pathway up to the old road and the creek where they get water for washing in the winter. Then back out to the front porch. So this then is the newer part of the house, the newer part of the upstairs. This was all added in the 1960s. This wood stove is still used today. As far as I know, the wood stove in the other room is no longer used. But got a few little sleeping nooks. The main reason for the add-on was to give plenty of room for family members when they come up for reunions and the like. So this place can hold a lot of people. I think the main house has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The main house has like 10 beds, and the barn has a bunch more, and there's mattresses and room to camp, and they like family out here. So if any of you ever manage to get out here to Norway, you'll definitely have a place to stay. This is not original to the house. This is just an old, or a crawl space that was added on. But there's some neat old stuff out here. That hand-carved shovel is one of my favorite things out here. But probably can't see much over there, but there's an old spinning wheel in the back. Probably original to when the house was founded. But, yep. Holy crap. I have to get down these stairs now. So, there's no room, as you can see, if you try to go forward. Your feet aren't even on the steps. So it's much better to turn around to go down them. But then, if you're tall, or not so tall, you have to watch your head here. I got my phone up against the ceiling so you could see how it'd be pretty easy to knock yourself good. And a number of people have over the years. So we're back down the entryway, and this is the new section of the house built in about the 1960s. So the new dining room and living room. There's John.
Hello.
Getting things ready for breakfast. The main heater in the house these days is a soapstone stove. It's really nice. It really heats things up great. Got some power for the solar panels, so charge phones, listen to the radio, all that kind of stuff. There's no cell signal or internet out here, so it's quite isolated. It's very nice. The family likes to keep it that way. And some old family pictures up on the wall, and some not so old pictures too. Yeah. Kind of setting up a typical Norwegian breakfast here. cuts back to the old road again. Oh, Jesus. Scared the crap out of me, man. This is a painting of what Rovatin looked like. I think it says 1945 down there. Yeah, 1945. So we've got the old house, the old barn, maybe a little sheep barn or something. Anyhow, obviously those have been moved, and the new barn is right here. So if you stood in the same place, you would not be able to see the house from there. And that side of this is a little creek where the cold water comes from. The other side of the little creek is completely covered in trees today, but that was where some of the fields were. Alright, over to the kitchen. So there's the front door and John again.
Have to get some coffee.
So this kitchen was built in the 1960s when this section of the house was added. The front door used to be about where that window is. So the front door has been moved completely to the other side of the house. The old front door faces the old road, the new front door faces the new road. And although there is running water in the house, it's not drinkable. The drinking water has to come from down the road a bit. And the kitchen was redone just a couple of years ago to be more modern, and it works very well. And hot water is brought in from the barn next door. It's heated with wood. And
With a lighter?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, no, it's outside. A little propane stove. Works off of that little propane tank right there. Alright.
Don't remember where I put it, but it had some cucumbers already.
And that is Ulla. He's the owner of the house today, and Leave's brother. So we'll talk to him more later, I'm sure. But he's worried about getting breakfast set up now. And then there's also just a teeny little closet under the stairs there. Stairs aren't big, so there's not much to be added.
Alright. People don't look at each other. They just everybody's sitting there. And what? There's nobody. Even when you find something.
Okay. And I'll take you on a tour of the barn here in a little bit, but breakfast is almost ready, so gotta go eat. Okay, we finished breakfast. Some more people have showed up. Ulla's daughter and her two sons. Her husband's on a business trip this weekend. But I think we're setting up for croquet. I'm not sure. They only told me the name of the game in Norwegian. So
It's
maybe...
called Kub.
Cube?
Kub. It's called Kub.
Okay.
Conquer the king.
Conquer the king. Okay. I'll figure out the rules here in a bit. Tour of the barn real fast. So, just give you an idea of where we're at. This is kind of the tool shed part of it. All sorts of stuff. So some of the old things that people have made. A little sled, a spark for getting around in the snow. Someone can sit on it, and someone sits or stands behind and kind of kick bushes. More handmade cabinets from the family. That one's been moved out here, obviously. Skis. Can't have Norway without skis. I think it might be a law that you have to love skiing. You might deport everyone that doesn't love skiing. So into the next part. And do the downstairs first. Sort of an entryway, lamp oil. At night they use oil lamps to light up outside. So, remember to turn off the light. Being a cabin, this is the outhouse in the barn, and per long Norwegian tradition, the outhouse is decorated with pictures of the royal family. This is something that's all throughout Norway, and everybody thinks it's hilarious. I have no idea how the royal family feels about it, but it's a very Norwegian thing, and I almost forgot to turn off the light. So the next door over here, this is the shower where you can wash your hands, and the hot water heater. Get the little stove there, build a little fire, and up top here, you've got your hot water. Cold water comes in through this hose. It comes in from the creek just behind the barn, but in the winter when everything freezes, they turn the water off so the pipes don't burst, and then they have to take the buckets and go break through the ice and carry water down. The shower is right here, so you take this little pump sprayer thing, fill it up, you mix hot water and cold water from the tap in the bucket until you get the temperature you want, fill that up, and then pump it up for pressure, and it comes out that little nozzle there. It's very, very easy and cheap. So both those taps run cold water from the spring. So if you need to wash your hands, you get the pan of hot water, bring it over, add cold water until it stops burning you, wash your hands, wash all the soap off the pan, and you're good to go. One of the oil lamps they use. The upstairs of the barn, cabin barn. So this is neat. They're not sure how old this is, but it's very possible that this was Uli Magnus's crib. Still around, still in the family. Bunk beds for the kids, and a grandfather clock. That door goes to the other side of the barn. We'll go through a different one though, because that one's got too much stuff stacked in front of it. There's so much old furniture around here. Get out towards the lake. Now this thing is really cool. It's a lot like the cabinets in the living room, but this was made in 1851. So this was about 30 years old when Uli Magnus was born. Actually, I haven't even opened it. I don't know what's in there. Oh, more books. A lot more books. That is... Ooh, I don't know what that is. I think it's the Norwegian dictionary, the big Norwegian dictionary, or maybe it's an encyclopedia. I'm not sure. Anyhow, just neat to see the family doesn't get rid of old stuff if they don't have to. Oh. Okay, so the game is not croquet. Definitely not croquet. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Everyone out visiting. So there's the wood stove that heats everything up here, and more oil lamps for light up here at night. They haven't installed lights up here, but during the summer you don't really need lights at night. It doesn't get very dark. Extra mattresses, chairs. So this is the storage part of the barn. The family here, traditionally, along with being farmers, were woodworkers. So they made a lot of their own furniture. Some of the family produced rakes and scythes for ages and sold them, and that's how they made extra money. It's a very old Spark, upside down. One of those very long runners. It must have had a special use. Maybe they could put something on the back, I'm not sure. That's the door we couldn't go through because it's all blocked off over there. That's a mirror, it's not more part of the barn. We've got some handmade foam canoes up there. There's another one over there. Some of the old woodworking stuff. And it's a little harder to see over here without that. The big doors open. Those are the big doors. So this is when this was used as a farm. This would have been for hay production. They would have brought the hay in and stored it up here. There's just a lot of old wooden stuff up here. Projects that never got completed. There's a bunch of windows up here that were meant to be installed in the house at some point that never were. Up there you can see handles for the scythes that just kind of never got finished. So more woodwork and more skis. Always must have more skis. Can't have enough skis in Norway. Such a pleasant place here. Oh, there's a castle in the middle. Okay. So, just have more closet space, more storage space. At holidays or family reunions, quite a few people can come up here. Oh, and that might actually be in another bedroom. I haven't been in there. Oh, yep, more storage. During holidays and family reunions, quite a lot of people can end up here. Maybe as many as 50 or more. So they have to have room and stuff for everyone in case someone forgets their snow boots, their skis, their sleds, all kinds of stuff. Up to the old road, and then kind of the outdoor woodworking area. God only knows how long that tree's been here. There's no trees that big anywhere near here, so that's got to be really quite old. And various barbecue implements. Up here, there's the old sleds that they used. This one was meant for a horse, to be drawn by a horse. So that was the back portion, and this was the top that was connected to the horse, and there's two pieces are separate, and it was made for hauling logs, so you could put logs on it and have the horse bring it down. And then it's kind of more open space. More, who knows if those were meant to be rake shafts for the rake factory or fence posts. I don't know. I'd have to ask Google. I'm not sure what that's for. All right, and that's the new barn. So today we decided to go on the other side of the lake and hike up the mountain. So there's Rovaten up there behind me. You can see it's a pretty steep valley. There's cliffs all along that side. It's would not have been an easy place to farm, let me tell you. So sorry this video as I jumped around a little bit. We were too busy visiting for me to do a real planned out kind of thing. But I will say I've, with Ola's permission, I recorded a lot of the stories he told about family history in Rovaten. So when I get back to America, I will edit those together into maybe a podcast, or some of the conversations took place while we were driving and he was pointing at landmarks, so I'll try to get pictures of those. Maybe I'll do it as a YouTube video with slides. I'm not sure, but there's more information coming. I'm about finished translating a book on family history from Norwegian. That's taken almost a year to do. I just need a Norwegian to look through it now and make sure I haven't completely botched anything. But I'll be putting that out to the family soon. Let's see, I've put together a pretty extensive family tree, and I'm going to make the file for the tree available for free to whoever wants it. Let's see, there's a couple other projects I'm working on. I'm working on writing a history of the family in Ravaten. God only knows how long that's going to take me, but at any rate, I'm trying to put together a lot more information for you guys so you can know just as much about Norway as I do. So yeah, with that, I'll see you guys later.